Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Something new to kick off today's video. Have you ever struggled for a birthday or Christmas present or Valentine's Day present for a significant other or a family member? I know I have. I particularly struggle with Ianthe in getting her presents. What do you get a girl that's got everything? The answer I've actually found on Red Letter Days. And to make it even better than that, with an extension called Slash, you can save an awful lot of money. There is a really simple browser extension called Slash you can add to your browser and it will automatically detect websites that you can save money on. And Red Letter Days is an example. So I'm going to send Ianthe, hopefully she doesn't watch this, I'm going to send her down a zip wire courtesy of Red Letter Days, and I've saved a bundle of cash with Slash. That rhymed, look at that. It's super simple anyway. Go and download Slash for free. The link is in the pinned comment. Add it to your browser. It takes about 30 seconds, if that, to add it all in, and it will pick up discounts. And there's loads and loads of stores on the Slash website enabling you to save loads of money on things like clothing, homeware, experiences. There's a huge amount, so go and check it out. The link is in the pinned comment. It's also in the description. Go and check it out. For now, happy saving. Let's get on with the video. Hello, welcome back to CGTV, and more specifically, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a very exciting video. Today I've got my hands on something super exclusive, super cool, and something very close to my heart. Now, this is a Land Rover Defender. We're going to get into this car. Many of you remember I actually had a diesel Chorus Grey Defender 90 many moons ago. I bought it brand new in 2016, and sadly, it is dearly departed. I've got rid of it. We're going to get into why I got rid of it and why this car is so special, because this, believe it or not, despite looking like a proper series Defender, and it is to all intents and purposes a proper series Defender, it is also electric. This is made by a company called Everrati. It's £150,000 or thereabouts, which we're going to get into as well, and it's extremely special for a number of reasons. So let's get going then. I'm going to point the camera out the car because you don't want to see this. Here we are then. I absolutely love this spec off the bat, and from the outside you'd be none the wiser that this car is fully electric. What Everrati do very, very well is they stay so true to the original car. I know what a lot of you will already be saying in the comments, oh, sacrilegious, you can't do that to a Defender, yada, yada, yada. I've heard it all before, and to some extent I do agree. I'm not the hugest fan of this kind of plethora of companies sticking electric engines in old cars and doing kind of a half-assed job of it. However, that is not the case here. I was a little bit skeptical. I've been driving around in this for a little bit now, but I am fully converted, much like this car. So we're gonna get into it then. This is not just the guts of a Tesla shoved underneath the frame of a Defender. This has been done fully. This has kept the original nature and the character of the car intact. In actual fact, this is their kind of press car, this is their promo car, this is their demo if you like, but you can actually spec these in any format you like. So this one is clearly a two-door with the soft top in the back, and we've got bench seats in the back, which we'll see in the back in a second, but it is fully electric. The only way you'll be able to tell that this is electric is a not so subtle charging port in the side there. It is a CCS charging port, exactly the same actually that my Polestar has, and it'll go from 20 to 80% in around 40 minutes or so. So not lightning fast, but actually pretty quick, to be honest with you. Inside, it is, well, period correct. It's exactly how you'd expect to see this car. However, with some crucial differences. We do still have high range, neutral, low range, all that kind of jazz with the original plates on there. They still work. Don't ask me how, but they do. But with a crucial difference here, what you will see, we've got your speedo here, and it's actually flickering because the camera's not picking up properly. And you've also got your battery marker and your temperature gauge as well for the batteries and whatnot. The ignition's actually on at the moment. And you've got your ignition key in the middle there as well. All your little controls and whatnot are on these really cool little switches. I'm not going to start piddling around with anything. And crucially, it's got all new heaters and everything like that. This isn't literally just a battery stuck in an old car. Every single switch here, every single button, everything you see is all brand new behind the scenes. It is a proper job. And as I touched on at the beginning of the video, there are so many companies giving this a go and really just bodging it. And like, to be honest with you, I've avoided a lot of companies that have done this and offered me their cars to drive because I just wouldn't feel safe driving around in a lot of what people are punting out. Batteries and bits and bobs are things that you just don't want to play around with, and something that you don't really want to have a shunt in unless you're in a car made by a proper company. So spec options then, obviously I absolutely adore this spec. This is the same colour as the Heritage 90 with brown interior, but you can option whatever you like. Bench seats in the back as well. You can actually option 2 seats in the back. You can actually option all the seats to even be heated. I think these ones are heated currently, the bench in the back isn't, but you can configure literally however you want. You can put sat nav in here, you can put aircon, you can do whatever it is you like. Every single car is built from the ground up. At this point you're probably saying, Tom, just get in the thing and drive it, and you'd be right. So let's go for a little drive then, and I'm going to attempt to get the full experience of this thing across on camera, because it very definitely is a very cool and very genuine to a series Defender experience, despite that electric engine. So let's go. Now, at this point in the video, I usually say let's fire up, but it's already turned on, so not really much of an affair there. So, gear stick then, how to operate it. Backwards is reverse, foot on the brake, and towards you is drive, and you get denoted a little R and D down there on the dash. Let's go then. Handbrake also down here, kind of sort of slides forward like that. Interesting. There we go. One thing to note as well, on the list of options there is also power steering. It's so fun. It's just ridiculous. So on the list of options then, you've got power steering optionable. This car doesn't have power steering. This spec is a little bit kind of more pared back and more just authentic, genuine for those that absolutely love their series Defenders. This is for you, but as I say, you can option it with literally all mod cons. It is a workout, this particular car. The suspension is the same as the original. Pretty much everything is kept the same as the original car. And in actual fact, everything that Everrati do to this car is reversible. So you can put it back to standard spec if you so wish at any given opportunity. Let's slide that window. You've also got sliding windows. Again, I think you can probably spec just normal windows on here. But why wouldn't you want these sliding ones? Chaos. Now, this isn't a car for someone that wants to go around twisties at 1,000,000 miles an hour and do hairpins and slide on the rest of it. But interestingly enough, many of you will be asking, why would you want an electric Defender? What kind of person is buying these electric Defenders? Interestingly, talking to the guys at Everrati, they're saying that they've got tech billionaires in California, and they've also got you know, mums doing the school run in North London buying these as well. Because, don't know if you're aware, but in London and certain other cities in the UK, they've started bringing in a policy whereby you can't go and collect your kid from anywhere near the school unless you've got an EV. And the choices for EVs, whilst there's loads and loads of them, you can't have it. You can't have anything retro whatsoever as an EV at the moment. So they are getting a fraternity of parents and people that use these in town that are starting to be frozen out of town centres, purely from the basis that they've got combustion cars and they want to use their classics, and they can't. This particular car, the bonnet latch needs adjusting, so you might hear some bumpy noises from the front of the car. I actually had a similar issue with my 912 recently. This is kind of almost pre-production, demo car, so issues are expected, but it literally started doing it just before I collected it. So if you do hear any noises like that, it's not representative of how bumpy and kind of noisy this thing would be in a normal situation. Hopefully it doesn't interrupt the video too much. So we're just doing some town driving at the moment. It's actually really comfortable. These big fat seats here, they're good news. There's no headrest on them. Again, I'm sure you can option headrest should you so wish. You've got your indicator down here with your right hand. Everything's where you'd expect it to be. You've even got a horn at the risk of annoying other motorists. Let's get the window open. Chaos! Getting some dodgy looks. So of course, EVs then, they are congestion charge exempt. They're obviously ULEZ exempt. This would not be ULEZ exempt, I don't think, in its former guise, meaning it would be £12 a day to drive it in pretty much anywhere in London now. Now they've extended it, and that is only going to get worse. Let's close that. It's only going to get worse, and this is one of the reasons I got rid of my previous Defender. Being a 2016 diesel, is very definitely on the hit list for the government in terms of on the naughty step, and that meant that every time I drove it, my apartment in London is in the ULEZ zone, Every time I drove it, it was £12. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. It's not going to break the bank, but it's also just a little bit annoying. And I found with that car as well, day to day, being a manual, it drove like a van in town. It was more expensive obviously to use every day. It didn't drive well out of town, wasn't driving well in town, was expensive in town. And I just thought, you know what, I've got the Range Rover for dog duties. Why do I still have that car? Values were going up on them. I came out about 10 grand up after 4 years. So I did get out of that. I sold that to an extended family member actually, so I can get the car back at any time. But I do love Defenders, and there is a Defender-shaped hole in my garage. So not just is this a kind of test drive, just a review for YouTube, but I'm personally interested in getting into one of these and seeing how an electric Defender could fit in with kind of town driving and just batting around. Hence, I haven't taken this out and about to some test track somewhere. I'm literally just driving around inner London as though I normally would with a Defender if I was to get one of these. So this is a kind of bit of a selfish test drive, but I just thought it's useful to see how it behaves. Obviously it's automatic, so you've only got 2 pedals down there. You're in gear, you go. It's like a big go-kart. Over about 60 miles an hour, not the most pleasant place to be. My diesel brand new Defender wasn't a pleasant place to be, so no surprises there. Defenders have never been motorway cars, bar the new one, which is basically a Discovery. But in here, I'm very, very happy. The only thing I would probably option on this car, should I spec it myself, I would probably go for some sort of sat-nav and audio system. You can option a mental hi-fi in here, and indeed some of the customers have been speccing ridiculous hi-fis, heated everything, CarPlay, shut up, CarPlay, power steering, yada yada yada, and obviously you can spec it without this fabric roof here. I'm not brave enough to get the whole thing off at the moment. It was snowing today for some reason, even though it was like 18 degrees yesterday or the day before. God knows what's going on. We really have ruined the planet, but it's cool. I'm very, very happy. And one thing that I was a little bit concerned about before I got in this was it's just going to be muted, it's going to be horrible, there's going to be no character at all. It's literally just going to be a little electric go-kart thing on stilts. Actually, somehow they've made it feel like a genuine, authentic series, just without the annoying having to change gear bit and the smelly kind of petrol diesel nonsense that usually comes with these. So I'm amazed. They've got the original transaxle stuff as well in there, so it's got this like whining as you kind of plod along, which is genuine sort of Land Rover-y, noisy kind of things. And I like the way they haven't messed around in here at all. They've left everything exposed as it usually is. You know, you've got your little vents and stuff that you're used to on the Defenders, which actually goes straight, you can literally see outside. Everything is as, yeah, you know, opening those flaps, it's as you would expect. So for those die-hard Land Rover fans that think, ah, why would I get one of these? They've kept it seriously, seriously authentic. I love it. I've been laughing my head off driving this thing around. I actually destroyed my neck the other day. I won't explain what I was doing. One of the most amusing things about this as well, earlier I parked it up to go charge it, and the looks you get with this thing going and parking it in a charging bay is brilliant. I definitely see the appeal of one of these, and Everrati doing really cool things as well, and they're not paying me to be nice. They've got GT40 coming, they've done that incredible 964, which has now got Golf livery and a whole new interior, which are going to be driving very soon. And I think there is a space for people doing classic cars and iconic cars, but doing it properly. I think as the government continues to attack people that have smelly, noisy, iconic, cool cars, these things are going to be more and more in demand. And there's definitely a gap in the market for a company doing it properly. Everrati have got a GT40 coming, which I'm hoping to get my grubby mitts on very soon. They've got an incredible 964, which a lot of you will have seen, a red one that's been doing the rounds on the social web. And also they've got a Golf liveried 964 as well, fully electric. I think what they're doing is doing it right. It's not in half measures, it's not cheap. This car coming in at £150,000 with some minimal options on it. Once you want to go whole hog, I believe you can quite happily add 10, 20 grand to the bill on it. The ordering process, should you want one of these and want to have a chat with Everrati about it, they can either source you a car, they just need a series Defender. They can either source you a car or you can bring them your own. My advice would be, find the worst series possible, because they basically rebuild everything anyway. They won't thank me for this, but there's no point bringing them a mid-car to work on. They basically rebuild everything. All they need is the VIN number and basically the chassis, even though they rebuild the chassis as well. And then you can literally option it however you want. As I say, soft top, hard top, proper seats, 4 seats, bench, no bench, solid back windows like a station wagon, whatever it is you want, they can do it. So worth the chat with them. As I say, the specs are varying prices, but you're looking at around 150k. Waiting list is about 5 to 6 months from what I've been told. I've been asking about them already, that's why I know this. But I suspect once people get hold of these and actually get the chance to look around one, that waiting list will grow very, very quickly. They've got a load of orders in the works already. For now then, thank you very much for watching. I've thoroughly enjoyed my time in here. I'm absolutely sick as a parrot today. I feel so ill. So apologies if I was a little bit more low energy than usual. I feel like I'm dying. And hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching anyway. Do subscribe and make sure you go check out Everrati on social media. Go and check out their website. And of course, if you've got any queries, go and give them a shout. They're a really helpful team there. And they're actually a proper company. I know it sounds like I'm trying to take digs out of other companies. I'm not. I've just seen so many people giving this whole electric resto mod thing a go and doing a really bad job of it. There's a few good people in the market, but a lot of terrible ones. Everrati have got ex-McLaren, ex-Mercedes, and some unbelievable people behind the scenes. It's a properly backed company, it's an international business, and they are incredible what they do, and they absolutely love what they do as well. So make sure you give them a shout. Anyway, we're doing some high-speed stuff now, so I'm gonna go. Thank you very much, see you later, bye!